laughing, right? You're just dressed as outlet, I know. That's great. But you're laughing, right? Good. That was the best lie you've ever told. So, how many of you have, well, let me just get to the point, really, and be blunt. How many of you saw that video?
We love Scott!
Oh, so do I! And now you know why! Saw the video my husband accidentally did. Anyone see that? Okay, who hasn't? Oh, liars. Well, let me tell you, we were in our house and in Palm Springs, and we were in the backyard, and we were deciding to have a little bit of a time in the jacuzzi. And when we're in our own home, probably as you all do in your own home, we just walk around naked, right? No. We have winters here, things freeze. They shrink. Well, at 110 degrees, they don't shrink, they just get longer, okay? When my mother comes over, she's like this, oh my God, this heat's killing me. Thank you, 3 people, you got that. So Scott and I'm in the jacuzzi, and sometimes when I'm in the pool in the jacuzzi, I like to do some FaceTime, Facebook Live and video. And I'm in the jacuzzi, and I'm also naked, but I don't show anything, and I'm sitting there saying, hey everybody, John here, just give me an update of what's going on, and and all of a sudden behind me I hear, sploosh. And I turn around and I go, did you just walk behind me naked? And he went, yeah, why? I just saw Jungle Book, I loved it. I'm like, forget Jungle Book! You're bringing home a meeting that came in the swingers! 4 million people just saw your yin-yang! And he went, okay. You might not care, but Mark Zuckerberg, whatever his name is, 300 billion to cure every disease, he might be concerned, and other people might be like, well, you know, it's part of the body, it's everybody, it's cool. So I left it. I didn't do anything, but thank God for you guys, you made it viral. It's the only time my husband's ever had a virus on, anyway. So his yin-yang went viral, right? And eventually, Facebook took it down. I didn't touch it because I'm not embarrassed about nudity or anything like that. Those of you who've seen that episode of Doctor Who with me and the train Susanna. So I had no problem with it. And I thought, you know, we're at home, we're a married couple. What is the big deal, right? So, cut to... I go to London, and while I'm in London, I'm doing some work there, and I decide, you know, as you always do, those of you who are married or partnered or whatever, and you decide you have to go see the in-laws. So I go to see my in-laws, Sheila and Sterling, right? And I get to the house, and you know, listen, we get along fantastically well. We've known each other for a long, long time, and I get in the house, we're sitting in the conservatory, and I sit down in the conservatory, and we're having tea and crumpets and finger sandwiches. It's very English, right? And Sheila's sitting across from me, and I'm sitting across from her, and Sterling's in the kitchen, and he brings stuff out, and Sheila sits back, and she says, John! So yes, she says, John, Jackie called today. I said, did she? She said, you know Jackie, John, don't you? I went, yes, I know Jackie. Well, Jackie was on the phone, and she said to me, Sheila! And I said, yes, Jackie! I'm like, yeah, and she said, yeah. And the tea comes out, Sterling gives me, she said, yes, well, I said, yes, Jackie. She said, well, Sheila, have you seen the internet today? That's what she calls the internet, the internet. Have you seen the internet today? She went, no, Jackie. I said, I haven't seen anything. Sterling hasn't shown me. Well, Sheila, says Jackie, apparently, Scott's Willie is all over this internet. Me. walks out of the kitchen, Sterling, and he says, yes, well, apparently nothing to be ashamed of, he's well hung. That was the point I knew I had to go home. It was one of those, but yeah, so that's just the motto there is, if you're ever FaceTiming or you're ever on camera, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, don't walk behind them. Naked. You cause a stir. Listen, I like to go right to questions because I figure this